Hello everyone, my name is Masterofroflness and welcome to yet another Halo Wars 2 game. This time I'll be playing as Captain Cutter, with an Atriox, and, one more Captain Cutter. In fact, we have two Captain Cutters on each team, so things should be fairly interesting. Anyway, so I'm thinking, you know what, it's time to go back to Halo Wars 1, when the Warthog was, for a brief period, was literally the most OP thing on the planet, just spamming out 30 Warthogs, and then afterwards just sending over the Horde to an enemy base with the Gauss Cannon upgrade, and they're just annihilating everything. That pissed off a lot of my friends. But you know what, then I decide, hey, let's just get some Marines. I'm gonna look at the Jackrabbit for a little bit, see if it's worth it, and then I realize, not really. So let's just move on from that. I don't know why I built the one Marine. I guess it's because I was feeling a little bit bad. I was just thinking maybe I need some actual units. I don't really think the Warthog in this game is actually super OP. It's not like Halo Wars 1 Warthogs. But, it's always nice to see, like, units that were once OP being balanced out, I suppose. Atriox is moving to... it's weird. Teal's mini base, the one closest to Teal, is actually taken by the blue player, which is really weird to say the least. But Teal doesn't seem to have any qualms with it, and instead it's just going to go straight to the left, and that's really about it. Red is kind of chilling out. Blue took the middle. And so now I'm just trying to gather up as much forces as I can. I'm getting out more Marines, obviously. Marines are a good damage soak, I suppose, so that is nice. In fact, some have argued that Marines in Halo Wars 2 beta are currently extremely OP, so that is something to take into account and stuff like that. I'm gonna get some snipers right now, try to kill off some infantry units if I ever see them. Got some grunts moving on the right and left. Now, interesting thing is that you can use these teleporter pads to bring your units on the other side of the middle over here. However, I noticed this, and then I'm like, you know what? Let's just send in a close air support and just make sure that these guys die, because that's a lot of units. So let's just make sure they're just fucked. Coming in all congested like this. And I'm going to move forward and try to take out Yellow's mini base, or at least support Teal. The whichever is, I guess, more favorable to me. Use some Mac Cannon Blast in order to take out that little scrangel of forces, but it doesn't seem like that worked out to the best of my benefit. I am going to kill off his forces, however, because they seem really weak and my Warthogs are not getting damaged at all. Instead, what's going on is the infantry are just being damage soaked, and especially with the med field ability, I'm just able to just take all of my guys and just use them as sort of a giant meat sponge. Turret over here backing me up is going to help out a ton as well. A lot of people have argued that the scale of the game is smaller than that of Halo Wars 1, and I do agree that it is pretty small in certain scenarios. They are increasing it to 120 pop. Now, some have argued that this isn't necessarily going to be a big thing, however, due to the fact that tanks already, like Scorpion tanks, cost like 7 pop already, so you're still not going to get as much as you did with Halo Wars 1, but I suppose the reason why it's the pop cap has been lessened is due to the fact that, it's made for consoles and Xbox One. In order to keep the same graphics that the PC, roughly the same graphics that the PC players will be able to share, while also putting it on console, they'd have to do this, which is a tad bit unfortunate. Maybe they'll increase it even more on the PC version. Maybe they won't. It'll definitely depend. Right now, all I know is that the scale of the game will be increased once the game is in full release for both Xbox One and PC. I'm going over here, just trying to camp this guy. He's sending in aircraft, but infantry again are super tanky, and the Hornets are also being fired by the Warthogs. There's one Warthog over there just swerving back and forth. It's still firing, so I don't really mind it like doing that. Just a slaughter right now. Snipers can only target infantry units, which isn't necessarily a bad thing because they do a lot of damage. I mean, come on now. I'm just gonna chill out in the back. He's sending over some infantry, sending over some Marines actually, but I don't think Marines are necessarily the counter to mass Warthogs at this stage. He might have just wanted to go for maybe a Cyclops or two. Good old-fashioned, I don't know, Kodiak. I mean, infantry are just going to get shot by the snipers. Granted, he didn't know about the snipers, so there is that. Guys are going to rank up, which is going to be super nice for me. And so far, it seems like there's a giant battle between teal, blue, and orange. while I'm just busy moping around. I don't really see red. I see a chunk of red. So that's probably the warlord. No, that's a Spartan, right? Spartans in this game, in this version of the game, could use a little bit of a buff. Anyway, I'm gonna build some Cyclops because I need to get some anti-vehicle shit going. But then I realized, yo, Hornets are better. Teal's gonna take this mini base, and I'm gonna be like, oh, okay, I'll move on. Teal and blue are just straight savages right now. Warlord's pounding away at these forces. Oh, did I call did I say that red had the Spartan? It looked red, I guess. But I suppose I meant like, you know, warlord. Anyway, so the warlord is gonna get pounded. However, there needs to be some upgrades, however, to make the warlord a little bit more menacing. Definitely not brute chieftain level because that was a little bit too retarded. But they could improve upon some stuff here and there. There will be an enemy victory in about 50 seconds. However, this is you know, mostly because they're not taking any of the mini bases, so it's just like, okay, well, if you don't do this, then we'll just win the game, and that's it. It's gonna send over a Locust, and we're just gonna kill a Locust and a Marauder, and that's really about it. No, this is just a straight off, like, you know, giant slap fight, so to speak. Got some Cyclopses moving in. Cyclopses against Marines. Marines are obviously going to win because they got the rocket launcher. Cyclopses don't really do a lot of damage to vehicles. And the Warthog is just pounding away, trying to do the best they can. But right now there are a total of 3 armies here. 3 armies here. And so they're just like, kind of like, I gotta send in I gotta go in hot. I gotta fight as much as possible, but I can't because right now I'm just surrounded by all 3 of these colors, and you know I failed 2D art, so what am I supposed to do here? I think here I tell my allies, can I please like take this plot because I just want more units to play around with and stuff. I think I wanted like more Hornets. In fact, over here, or maybe I didn't tell them. I just straight up took it, and then I left that area behind. Forgot to put my Hornets in the same control group. Now, this is where we decide to use our Donger strategies. And so we're just going to bum rush of yellow, seeing as though these players seem to probably want to gear up and attack us again. This time not sending in armies one at a time to fight off a giant horde, so to speak. Alright, yellow's going to send in his Hornet spam. It's going to be a battle of the Hornet spam. He's going to go in the back lines over here. But thankfully I have Warthogs, so that's pretty good. Turrets are just chilling, just picking pot shots over and over again. We got 1 Reaver, and that should be, I think, enough as long as he doesn't lose the Reaver. You know, we're destroying the buildings and stuff like that. That's all fine. I'm gonna move this Warthog a little bit closer. I don't really use the ram ability on the Warthogs in this game. I've noticed it was integral in Halo Wars 1, or at least integral in some you know, sections, and in some Marine is just moving all the way around town. In some level of competitive play. In this game, not so much. Heck, I haven't really seen much of any sort of what was it, supply crate, but that's mostly because I guess E3 demo gameplay doesn't really have like any supply crates, which is unfortunate. I guess like a lot of my knowledge is being obtained from an older build of Halo Wars 2. I have not played the beta at all, mostly because I don't want to get an Xbox One. That is a lot of money on a Halo Wars 2 machine. In fact, I'm really happy that Microsoft is putting older, newer games onto Windows 10. I'm really happy about that. Like, they're really like coming into the fray and winning for me in the console war, because honestly, console exclusivity is just a cancer. Like, I want a Bloodborne on the PC so fucking bad. You kidding me? Get a PS4 for that? Fuck off. No. So yellow's fucked. He's just camped. Really, in Halo Wars 1, Halo Wars 2, if you're camped like this, there's no way you can actually get out unless you have, like, allies. You can make the army like a nice leader power here and there, and then locking all your units and then afterwards unleashing them at once is good, but when there are 3 armies, like, unless you have a really OP unit combination, there might not be anything you can really do. In fact, in a lot of these battles, if you're just like the one team and then you're versing off against two other players, you just fuck. But that's in most RTSs, period. With the exception of Supreme Commander, where you can do like 2v1s because there's like a streaming economy and units auto produce and stuff like that. And there's there's no supply cap and stuff. So that is something. It's over here where I realized that snipers can't shoot infantry units. Not infantry units. They can't shoot any units besides infantry. Beforehand, I used to actually think that they could shoot vehicles, but no, they can't. Doing a terrific job of killing the infantry, though. I'm trying to put down some mines because I really want to, kick some bootay over here. I don't have to worry too much. There's a huge swarm of marines, so I'm just gonna drop down some mines. Maybe that'll help out a little bit. I don't know. Hopefully, Teal's tank is fucked though. That is something. I don't know if tanks in this game are tankier. Excuse my French. Like, I mean, I can't really tell, so to speak. I suppose they are, in a way. Over here, I get some Kodiaks because time we get some Artie. Nobody has Artie. Artie is very strong in this game. I like it. I like it a lot. I don't really, I guess in some capacity, I don't really mind the Cobra being thrown away. I guess it's because the Cobra never was really a strong unit in my mind. Like, when I think Halo Wars 1, I don't think Cobra. I think, like, a million other units besides the Cobra. Or a million other things. Really, I just want the Scarab. I want the Scarab that's shown in the front cover. That Brood Scarab. It's really cool. I like it. We could just get that mini base and just, like, end the game. But I think right now we're just focused on killing these players off. Like right now, yellow is we're just going like, yeah, we gotta put him on the chopping block. Kodiak's gonna finally pummel this base. We gotta destroy the buildings, however, because that will decrease the time it takes to kill off this base. Let's maybe I should go ahead and just preface this by saying that this is pre-recorded footage, so my derp ass can't necessarily go ahead and turn around and say, hey, I'll definitely move these guys and finally, attack in the proper position. But most of you guys know that, so that's good. Come to think about it, turrets in this game have been increased as well in their effectiveness. Usually turrets would go down. Very surprised. What's also surprising is the fact that I currently don't see a shield generator for the Banished. I'm guessing that's going to be saved for a future Banished leader, or possibly Banished showcase shields. A lot of talk has been made on whether or not the differences between Banished and UNSC are massive enough in comparison to Halo Wars 1. In some capacity they aren't really, but I feel like that that maybe once the full version of the game comes out, the differences will be a little bit more exacerbated. So who knows? Mad Cannon Blast right over here. This base is surprisingly not going down. It's just weird. Finally it goes down. You have to kill every single building, and it's like, it's a chore. Holy moly. I don't know whether or not it was this game that... No, it wasn't this game. Alright, never mind. I'm not going to spoil that in a future video. Let's just say something interesting happens. Trying to select these guys. It's so difficult sometimes. I cannot wait for the full version of the game because I really hate it when I'm selecting something and then it just doesn't get selected. I'm like, okay, alright. Thank you so much for that. It's a minute before the game's over. And I'm just relaxing. Pulling back the Hornets, obviously, because I don't want them to get shot up. Kodiaks are moving forward, however. One Hornet does go down, so rip. Once these Kodiaks are set up, ooh, they're going to blast this base to the Stone Age. Look at that. Ooh. Those are support right over here. Med drones. And then afterwards, just moving that Hornet, I suppose. None of my other allies are helping me out. I think Blue's coming in. Teal's just trying to grab all the mini bases. One of our enemies did actually leave the game. He just straight up left. So that's adorable. And I think at this point, Orange left as well. A lot of people later on in the day were getting pretty buzzed off of the liquor that was being sold at the event and stuff like that. And so People didn't really have a lot of patience for like losing games and stuff, and some people are just ragey, or they just scream a lot. This game really gets people pumped. I'm like, whoa, calm down now. It's just polygons. Anyway, so that is it, ladies and gentlemen. Another victory. I think I've lost all. I've won all of my games. I haven't lost none of them, but who knows? Stay tuned next time. Bye bye.